Welcome to the Executive Order Audio Library, where we read Trump's executive orders in full so you can stay informed about what they actually contain, without having to spend a lot of time sitting down and reading them. If you find this resource helpful, please like this video so others can find it too. To stay on top of future executive orders, please click subscribe and allow notifications so you can be alerted when new recordings are available. Today I'll be reading an executive order that focuses on TikTok, a popular social media app that's owned by the Chinese company ByteDance. It addresses concerns about national security risks posed by foreign-controlled applications that are owned and controlled by foreign adversaries. Executive Order 14166 delays enforcement of the prior ban on TikTok to allow time for negotiations and legal clarity. And it highlights ongoing debates about privacy, surveillance, and foreign influence in technology used by millions of Americans. You'll hear the full text of the order that outlines how the government plans to handle these concerns. This is a reading of Executive Order 14166, Application of Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary-Controlled Applications Act to TikTok. By the authority vested in me as President by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, it is hereby ordered. Section 1. Policy. The Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary-Controlled Applications Act, or the Act, regulates foreign adversary-controlled applications, specifically those operated by TikTok and any other subsidiary of its China-based parent company, ByteDance Limited, on national security grounds. Section 2A of the Act prohibits entities from distributing, maintaining, or updating certain defined foreign adversary-controlled applications within the territory of the United States by providing A. Services for such distribution, maintenance, or updates by means of an online mobile application store or other marketplace, or B. Internet hosting services to enable the distribution, maintenance, or updating of such applications. Section 2G of the Act defines a foreign adversary-controlled application to include websites, desktop applications, mobile applications, and augmented or immersive technology applications operated directly or indirectly by ByteDance Limited or TikTok. Under Section 2A of the Act, the prohibitions of the Act with respect to these entities became effective on January 19, 2025. I have the unique constitutional responsibility for the national security of the United States, the conduct of foreign policy, and other vital executive functions. To fulfill these responsibilities, I intend to consult with my advisors, including the heads of relevant departments and agencies, on the national security concerns posed by TikTok, and to pursue a resolution that protects national security while saving a platform used by 170 million Americans. My administration must also review sensitive intelligence related to those concerns and evaluate the sufficiency of mitigation measures TikTok has taken to date. The unfortunate timing of Section 2A of the Act, one day before I took office as 47th President of the United States, interferes with my ability to assess the national security and foreign policy implications of the Act's prohibitions before they take effect. This timing also interferes with my ability to negotiate a resolution to avoid an abrupt shutdown of the TikTok platform while addressing national security concerns. Accordingly, I am instructing the Attorney General not to take any action to enforce the Act for a period of 75 days from today, to allow my administration an opportunity to determine the appropriate course forward in an orderly way that protects national security while avoiding an abrupt shutdown of a communications platform used by millions of Americans. Section 2. Action. A. I hereby order the Attorney General not to take any action on behalf of the United States to enforce the Act for 75 days from the date of this order, to permit my administration an opportunity to determine the appropriate course of action with respect to TikTok. During this period, the Department of Justice shall take no action to enforce the Act or impose any penalties against any entity for noncompliance with the Act, including for distributing, maintaining, or updating, or enabling the distribution, maintenance, or updating of any foreign adversary control application defined in the Act. In light of this direction, even after the expiration of the above specified period, the Department of Justice shall not take any action to enforce the Act or impose any penalties against any entity for any conduct that occurred during the above specified period or any period prior to the issuance of this order, including the period of time from January 19, 2025 to the signing of this order. B. The Attorney General shall take all appropriate action to issue written guidance to implement the provisions of subsection A. C. I further order the Attorney General to issue a letter to each provider stating that there has been no violation of the statute and there is no liability for any conduct that occurred during the above specified period, as well as for any conduct from the effective date of the Act until the issuance of this executive order. D. Because of the national security interests at stake and because Section 2D of the Act vests authority for investigations and enforcement of the Act only in the Attorney General, attempted enforcement by states or private parties represents an encroachment on the powers of the executive. The Attorney General shall exercise all available authority to preserve and defend the executive exclusive authority to enforce the Act. Signed, Donald J. Trump, the White House, January 20, 2025. This concludes the reading of Executive Order 14166, application of Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act to TikTok. To stay on top of future executive orders, please click subscribe and allow notifications so you can be alerted when new recordings are available.